speaking outrightly against human rights violations and various ills in society. I'm aware the state accorded him an official burial yesterday, and I hope that at an appropriate time, we shall also move a motion in this House to honor him. The country has indeed lost a gallant citizen, exemplary leader, and a remarkable patriot. We also have on our members the death of a very senior educationist, Sister Veronica Landonio, member of the St. Daniel Comboni Missionary Sisters. She was the first head teacher of Bishop Angelo Negri Primary School in Gulu from 1975 to 1990. She succumbed to COVID-19 on 13th March in Milan, Italy. She has been living there since April 2017 when she left Uganda. During her tenure, Bishop Angelo Negri Primary School was one of the academic giants in Uganda, attracting learners from all parts of the country. The foundation should be led to the formation of Bishop Angelo Negri College. Both schools are still operational in Gulu to date. She will be remembered as a disciplinarian, avid music and mathematics teacher, and a meticulous and visionary servant of the Lord. Her dedication to cultivating academic excellence in northern Uganda, at time of civil unrest, makes her an icon whose legacy deserves acclaim. I will be asking members to rise to observe a moment of silence in the honor of the departed.
May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Honour members, concerning the Inspector of Government declaration forms, the period was extended from 31st March to 23rd April. I therefore want to remind any members who have not submitted their online declaration to the Inspectorate to oblige by using this additional time. You may also recall that on the 30th March 2021, the chair of the Committee on Rules, Privileges and Discipline, Honorable Ongalo Obote, presented a report of the committee on proposed amendments to the rules of procedure. I deferred debate on the but let's be strict on the time, 2 minutes. Honorable Abbott Ouma, 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker. I rise on a matter of national importance. Madam Speaker, it is true, and you have also known, that the government of Uganda deployed the people in the lake to protect the lake. Madam Speaker, some 3 weeks ago, I'm told that the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries accepted that some kind of fish called cynodontis. Cynodontis is a seasonal fish, especially for the poor people. Now, what has happened? The ministry has given a license to particular people to fish the cynodontis. And they are saying, in my constituency, they have given it to 20 people only. These 20 people are rich people who have now gone and given license, and the poor man is left there. And you have known that these restrictions have only given rich people the powers to be in the lake. I wanted to know, Madam Speaker, from the ministry concerned, what criteria is used if this cynodontis was also bad? What criteria have they used to license 20 people? And I'm told they each pay 250,000 at the expense of a poor man. This country is making poor people to be in pain, to be tormented every now and then at the expense of people who think they have money, and then these people are suffering. It is my prayer that the ministry concerned should clarify to this house whether it is true that they have given license to the 20 people, and if it is true that they have given, which criteria they use. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, as you recall, the Honourable Ndugwa, MP for Buvuma, raised an issue on the Synodontis fish, and we're expecting an answer. So the Minister for Fisheries is required now to add the information that has been requested for by the Honourable Abotouma when she's answering the questions. Clerk, please remind her to come, and she's here. Ah, there's the Minister, okay. Honourable Ado.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, this House directed me to go to Bufuma district to find out if it was true that the Nile perch had disappeared and the Synodontis was all over the place, which is also known as Nkolongo, and in Ateso it is a Juijui. When I went there last Thursday, I was able to go around Buikwe, and I went to Bufuma. I met the district leadership. Indeed, I found that at a certain period, this fish comes up and the Nile perch disappears, but it's not always every year. Now, this particular season, about 3 or 4 months, it is too much in Buikwe, Bufuma, and Busia. I'm not aware that it is also in Namayingo. I'm just hearing from the colleague now. And as a ministry, we agreed as ministers from East Africa, where, especially where the Lake Victoria is shared, we agreed that we want to do some experiment on 3, as Uganda, we agreed in the ministry that we want to do some experiment with the only 3 districts, that is Buikwe, Bufuma, and Mukono. And we picked some 40 fishermen per district to check for 3 months, so that by September, when we are meeting in Nairobi, we are able to see whether this fish really can be able to be included among the species that we at the moment are licensing. Honorable Speaker, when you allow this type of fish, it will use size 3, which will affect Nile perch especially, and tilapia. So we are only doing experiment for these 3 districts. I'm not aware of the 20 in Namayingo.
Madam Speaker, this Synodontis is not in particular districts. It's everywhere in Lake Victoria. In the months of May, June, July, and August, it is there in plenty. It is not an undersized fish. It is fish that comes in every month that I was mentioned. So it is the minister in order, or maybe has not done enough research, to say that she's not aware whether that fish is also in Namayingo or in Busia. I'm talking of Namayingo or in Busia. And if they are saying that they are going to use the undersized nets, then what criteria are they now using to give this to these 20 people, because in Namaingo he's talking of 40, but already some rich men from the district and fishery officers are the ones now who have come, that they have been given the licenses by the ministry to go and fish that fish. So is the minister in order to say that she's not aware whether that fish is in Namaingo, Namaingo is in Lake Victoria, Saidantus is in the whole of Lake Victoria? Is she in order?
Honour members, Minister, you know, all those areas mentioned are part of Lake Victoria. So it cannot be that some parts produce different types of fish and others do not. I think that the issues of equity involved, especially if you have actually licensed a ship in Namaingo.
Honorable Speaker, I was saying I'm not aware of the 20 from Namaingo. I'm only aware of the 40 per 3 districts that were picked to start with, because it's not, this fish is not, it has not been one of the species that we're allowing in, it's not among the fish species that were being licensing in, according to our Fish Act. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to request the Honorable Member and the House that allow us do the experiment that we are doing for now, because it has not been there. Then after September, after our meeting, I will be able to give the House feedback on what we have come up with. But for now, even if it is in Lake Victoria, everywhere in the fishing communities of Lake Victoria, we have only picked 3 to start with, 3 districts. So I ask other districts to be patient. After all, they have not been fishing this particular species. That is my request. Allow me up to September. We did the only 3 districts that were picked. Then after September, we'll bring a feedback to the House, Honorable Speaker.
I think the only problem is that the member who is requesting for an answer will not be here in September.
But we shall be here, and the lake will be there.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The information I want to give a Honorable Minister, the Honorable Minister should know that right now in all the islands and those ones on Lake Victoria, that's the only type that they can fish now. And if you say they wait up to September, that means they will have no way to survive. And as we speak now, Right Honorable Speaker, the security that was deployed is still going on ahead, much as that one is not within our Fisheries Act. They are still arresting them because they regard that type of fish as small, as young fish, whereas those are mature and that's their size. Our concern here, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, is the minister to come out clearly and say, let me order the security to leave the people who are engaged in fishing that type of fish for the time being, as we also get, yes, clear answers. But now if you say up to September and our people are being arrested and we are seated here and some, like you said, some of us might not be even here. Our concern is how can they be assisted now?
Okay, Minister, I don't know whether you were here when the Honorable Ndugwa brought actually the fish here to display that's a mature fish, a small fish, but you know, these are people from the fishing communities. So they probably have more information than us.
Madam Speaker.
Another fish, Honorable Ndugwa is here.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I hosted the Minister of Fisheries and I want to thank her for being prompt. But because the results are not what we anticipated. That is when we actually got to know that there are some people who have got licenses. And even as a member of parliament, I wasn't aware, but we came across 20 people, which is not bad, but our issue was, this was going to bring issues on the lake, because how does one person in a whole sub-county be the one with the only permission? So in that meeting, we inquired from the technical officer to, how did these people who applied get to know that there was this offer? And so our request in that meeting was that, yes, much as it is an experiment, but we need to expand on the number. And Madam Speaker, this fish, like it has been submitted, it is seasonal, it is migratory, it moves actually with the Nile. And it is not in Kenya as it is in Uganda. It is not in Tanzania as it is in Uganda. So to rely on the Council of Ministers to be of East Africa, to be able to harvest fish which is only in Uganda, we shall be doing ourselves really a service. So there are certain issues that we can agree on as East African community, and there are those that we think we can manage as a country. So our appeal was at least raised to 200, 300 for all fishing districts, not only, because even if we with the 20, we can't come here and thank government. That thank you for allowing 20. So our appeal is still that the number should be increased and also include our sister districts that are harvesting this cyanodonts. But as we talk, the season is running out. So the earlier, the better.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I raised the matter regarding the management of our water bodies. Whatever we are discussing is governed by a law, the Fisheries Act, and it vests all powers in the Commission of Fisheries. What we are dealing with is that the Army took over the management of the sector, and they're just gambling on what is taking place. The minister is just falling short of telling you that she does not have power over the activities taking place on the water bodies. I raised that matter, Honorable Speaker, here on the floor, and actually we didn't get a satisfactory answer. I'm wondering whether this is not a matter where we need to vest the powers again in the Commission of Fisheries, because this is the Commission of Fisheries who knows how to manage. Because even when we talk about undersized fish, the Act clearly spells out what is undersized, and it's only the technical people who must determine what it is. But what is taking place now, the Army, all those people they have deployed in the water bodies are beating up people claiming so to be. So I'm wondering, whether it's not procedurally right that we instruct the minister to talk to the appointing authority to get a technical statement on the subject matter with an input of technical people. Because you seem to be speaking about something else, despite you being my friend. And I was actually getting worried. That's why I'm Honorable Speaker that we don't take that direction, I think.
Now, honour members, I'm aware that a bill is before this House. There's a proposal from the government. Can we make use of that? I don't know how quickly it will come, whether it will come before we close. I don't know if it will come before we close, but the bill is there and we should take advantage of it. But Honourable Minister, in the meantime, what you are dealing with concerns the economic survival of many communities. So I think you should take into account the complaints of the other islanders.
Honorable Speaker, first of all, we want to thank you for giving us a chance to bring the bill. We had a retreat and soon we shall be able to bring back the bill to the House. Secondly, what my colleague Honorable Muira said, it is not true that I don't have powers, it is the Army. Because when I was appointed, we are all aware there was a lot of outcry. After which, as we speak now, the way the army was managing the lake is not how they are managing at the moment. And most of the fishermen are even crying that they should go back to the old system. But right now, it's friendly and they are doing a good job and they are doing their role. Now, coming back to this, Honorable Speaker, this type of fish, as I said, we share the lake with the Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Now, and even Tanzania takes a bigger portion. Now, if we allow undersized nets to be used by Ugandans, it will affect the other side of East Africa. So please, I'm requesting, Honorable Speaker, since it is something we are introducing to get some experiment out of it, allow us these few months, because it has not been there. It is out of technical advice. When you directed me to go to Bufuma, I consulted and I went with the technical people there who allowed 40, not as they say 20, 40 nets for these 3 districts. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member, what we are saying is do the same for the other islands. It's about the economic survival. Honorable Muiru, quickly, 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to raise a matter of national importance. It relates to the over 1,000 students who graduated in 2017 at Busoga University. I have not received their transcripts from then up to now, 2017. Right Honorable Speaker, that's approximately 3 years. And it is a requirement with most of the employers that you have academic documents. And as a result of failure to have those documents, it is depriving those students of their economic right because they cannot get any job because they have no academic documents. I'm aware that the University and Other Tertiary Institutions Act places this responsibility of supervising these universities to National Council on Higher Education, which falls under the Minister of Education. I seek your indulgence, Honorable Speaker, so that the Minister of Education comes to the House and gives a statement of how a university can fail to deliver certificates to their students after a period of 3 years. I thank you.
The Minister of Education is required to come and explain to the country the situation about the 1,000 students who completed exams in 2017 at Busoga University. If today is Tuesday, if they do come back to us next Tuesday. Angura, Honorable Angura Frederick.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise on a matter of national importance. Yesterday but one, and the other day, we received in Tororo heavy rains coupled with a storm and wind that has left many schools to include, as among others, UCI Primary School, Ochegen Primary School, destroyed and their roofs blown off. It also left many households suffering where their animals, including the birds, were washed away and they died in the course of this heavy downpour and storm. It also left bridges that connect the county completely washed off. So, Madam Speaker, my prayers are, one, the schools, as children are resuming to go back to school, be supported with the replacement of the roofs. The households, Madam Speaker, through the Ministry of Agriculture, be supported with seedlings and maybe other necessities to enable these communities go back since they lost even what was in the house. Madam Speaker, including saucepans and so on were swept away. Then emergency food supplies be provided for these people to move on. But above all, Madam Speaker, we also have a design problem of the road near Tororo cement industry. The water that flows from the hills up there has caused a big problem both to the community, to TCI, which is our investor around there, because the water comes in huge volumes, it hits their walls, disorganizes the community. And my prayer is Ministry of Works together with UNRWA move very fast to realign the designs of the road and maybe create new opportunities for drainage channels that can evacuate the heavy water that flows right from up. A quick response from disaster, Madam Speaker, will be highly desirable. I beg to submit.
Fortunately, I see the Minister for Disaster here. I don't know whether he has anything to say about Tororo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the honorable colleague, for some good reason, had already drawn the attention of the ministry to this challenge. I am happy to report that the officers in my office, the technical officers, have gotten in touch with the Chief Administrative Officer of Tororo, who happens to be the chairperson of the District Disaster Management Committee. The Chief Administrative Officer, Tororo, has undertaken to send with immediate effect a comprehensive and detailed assessment of the situation. We have requested him to break into the sectors that the honorable colleague has mentioned, where emergency intervention can be handled, like delivery of emergency relief. We will be able to do that. But we will then come with our colleagues from the Ministry of Agriculture and Works so that they can also intervene on their sectors. But I want to draw the attention of colleagues to the fact that climate change is real. That region is that in the next 4 months, we are going to have above normal rains in most parts of the country, and they will be characterized by storms. So we are sending signals to many of our places, particularly the hilly parts of the country, so that our people may be requested to get out from areas that expose them to outright danger. But when it comes to emergency support, with the limited resources available, Madam Speaker, we shall do the needful. Thank you.
Okay, so we expect a statement from you and your other colleague ministers on this issue. Can we receive it by next Thursday? That's the next week. Thank you. Honorable Savagara, 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Very Honorable Speaker. Very Honorable Speaker, a couple of weeks ago, we discussed here the issue of curfew. Madam Speaker, we are assured, we got the government assurance from the government chief whip that the National Task Force is reviewing curfew enforcement procedures, and indeed with an aim of coming out with maybe a decision of either extension or doing away with curfew. Madam Speaker, it's almost a month down the road. We have not received any response, and yet Ugandans are still suffering because of curfew regulations. And Madam Speaker, to make matters worse, the curfew regulations and enforcement is done selectively. A couple of weeks ago, Madam Speaker, as a Committee of Human Rights, we were in Barara, and we had our late supper at around 11, and everything was normal. And even borders were moving, and people were moving freely. Madam Speaker, I will request through you, Madam Speaker, when I raise the issue of this great concern that many businesses have been interrupted, Madam Speaker, people are beginning to build up their businesses. And most of our people, especially in urban areas, between 6 and 9 is prime time for them to make business. Madam Speaker, next week we are going in for Ramadan. And Ramadan, there are special prayers that we conduct during Ramadan, Madam Speaker. And many businesses, especially restaurants, get a lot of revenue by providing things that Muslims are going to use to break their fast. Madam Speaker, I will request that this curfew should be either extended to 11 a.m. or we should do away with curfew, because, Madam Speaker, many businesses are suffering simply because of curfew. And yet in other areas, life is normal and curfew is done selectively, Madam Speaker. That's why, Madam Speaker, I request for your indulgence that we do away with curfew. Okay, information.
Oh, but do we need information on that?
Madam Speaker, the information I want to pass on to my brother is that in Kabusu, one night on Easter Sunday, people were busy dancing and given security by our own security people, the army. So I just wonder what kind of curfew we are talking about. This curfew is putting curfew on even the economy. So this information is very important, my brother. We are in a problem. It should be dealt away with.
Please close.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, curfew has been made a money-making venture to some security operatives. They will stage roadblocks and they start extorting money from the public. Madam Speaker, I will request that the National Task Force, since they promised us that they are reviewing this, we should do away with curfew so that we can build our economy. And we should also, if it is to stay, then we should extend the hours at least to midday. And also, for the benefit of the Muslim community that are going to start fasting next week, we should really help them to have their prayers at night, because the prayers end at 9:30. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, I had asked the Prime Minister to give us a response on this matter, taking into account that the holy month of Ramadan is coming and the Muslims will have to be outside their houses in the night. So can we ask the Prime Minister to come and give us an answer on if you could come tomorrow, because this matter is known. Prime Minister, answer tomorrow on the issue of the curfew. Honourable Komakech.
Madam Speaker, I rise on a matter of national importance concerning Uganda Human Rights Commission. At present, Madam Speaker, Uganda Human Rights Commission has no substantive chair, with two other commissioners also not there, and 80% of the staff have their contracts expired. And they are just for the last 9 months working on goodwill. Madam Speaker, this is very serious, because even the tribunal that should be sitting, that should be fully constituted by the commissioners, cannot sit because the commissioners cannot have quorum. Information?
Thank you, Honorable Komakech. Madam Speaker, it's not the Human Rights Commission alone, honorable colleagues, that is having a problem, having a challenge in the operations. You can imagine now, Madam Speaker, a situation where the committee, sessional committees are sitting and these are supposed to appear before the committees. There is no way someone whose contract has expired can come in. But Madam Speaker, I raised here the issue of the IGG. The IGG, Deputy IGG, their contracts expired, they have left. There is no one running at all. Even the remaining Deputy IGG, her contract is coming to an end, I think in the next 1 or 2 months. The other one is the Equal Opportunities Commission. It's the same case, Madam Speaker. I think government must come serious and sort this matter. How does government expect these commissions to operate? This is the time now when the committees are appearing before the sessional committees. How shall we process their budgets? Who will answer these questions? Are they going to deal with the junior officers and not the accounting officers who are vote holders in these commissions? Madam Speaker, thank you, Honorable.
I think we had asked the Attorney General to come and respond to this issue. It's very, very urgent now. It's been a matter we've been raising over time. So can the Attorney General come tomorrow and explain to the country what has happened, the Human Rights Commission, the IGGs, and the Equal Opportunities Commission? Thank you. Item 3.
Item number 3, motion for resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to Dr. Joseph Epodoi and the medical team at Sorority Regional Referral Hospital for successfully separating conjoined twins.
Honorable Okupa.
Madam Speaker, honorable members, may I present a motion for a resolution of Parliament to pay a glowing tribute to Dr. Epodoi and the medical team at Sorority Regional Referral Hospital for successfully separating the conjoined twins. Madam Speaker, this motion is moved under Rule 55 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament. Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, whereas the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, as amended under the Objective 20 of the National Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy, enjoins the state to take all reasonable measures to ensure provision of basic medical services to the population. And whereas on the 22nd March 2020, Mrs. Lois Alinga, a resident of Aujangor village, Obalanga sub-county, Kapelebiong district, gave birth to conjoined twins at Amuria Health Center 4. Aware that due to the complex nature of the surgery required to separate the conjoined twins, doctors at Amuria Health Center 4 referred the twins to Sorority Regional Referral Hospital, which in turn referred them to Mulago National Referral Hospital for further management. Noting that since the doctors at Mulago National Referral Hospital, under unclear and unfortunate circumstances, could not attend to the conjoined twins, the parents of the conjoined twins returned them to Sorority Regional Referral Hospital, and on Friday, 26 March 2021, Dr. Podoi led a team of doctors in conducting a successful operation to separate the conjoined twins. Recognizing that operation was highly risky, owing to the babies being conjoined around the stomach area, sharing a liver and a number of ribs, and there was a major artery that further complicated the operation because it joined the two babies, of which one by that time had died. Cognizant that Dr. Podoi Joseph and his medical team at Sorority Regional Hospital, Regional Referral Hospital exhibited remarkable dedication to work, professionalism, unique skills, service above self, patriotism, hard work, and a strong adherence to the medical code of conduct and ethics by providing competent, compassionate, and dedicated care to the citizens of Uganda. Now, therefore, be it resolved by this House that 1, Parliament of Uganda pays a glowing tribute to Dr. Joseph Epodoi and the medical team at Sorority Regional Referral Hospital for successfully separating the conjoined twins. 2, the government institutes mechanisms to leverage on these skills and further enhance the medical sector performance with a view of championing medical tourism in the region. 3, government considers increasing the pay for doctors and medical personnel across the country and in up-country government medical facilities. And 4, government equips and it rehabilitates Sorority Regional Referral Hospital and other upcountry government regional referral hospitals in order to provide medical care to the people of Uganda. Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I beg to move, and this motion is seconded by Honorable Sekou Richard, the MP, Kibale County, Honorable Clement Ongalo Bote, MP Kalaki County, Honorable Kabe Patrick, the MP Serere County, Honorable Helena Doa, District Woman Representative Serere, Honorable Isala Veronica Erago Bichetero, MP Kabermaido County, Honorable Sechkubo Theodore, MP Remiaga County. Madam Speaker, back to move.
Honourable members, is the motion seconded? Seconded by all the members of the House. Can you justify, but as you do
Yes.
so, I had introduced the following guests in the absence. Honorable Peter Emigu Julius, MP for Ochero, the new member, he's here. Honorable Atan Okia Moses, Sorority East, you're welcome. Honorable Ikudu Tom Julius of Gweri County, you're welcome. Honorable Joan Alobo, Sorority City, you're welcome. Honorable Apollo Stella Isodo, Ngora District, you're welcome. Yes, justification.
Madam Speaker, just attached to this motion is an appendix of the surgical team that separated the conjoined twins at Sorority Regional Referral Hospital. Consultant surgeon, Dr. Josephine Namugenyi, medical officer, special grade surgery, Dr. Joan Uantenge, medical officer, Dr. Innocent Ochen, intern doctor, Dr. Amina Nakawesa, intern doctor. The pediatricians are led by the team by Dr. Flores Alaroker, the senior consultant pediatrician, Dr. Claire Nakubulwa, medical officer, special grade surgery. The anesthetist, Mr. Jackson Kin Moding, senior anesthetist officer, Mr. John Guma Ambaga, senior anesthetist officer, Ms. Zenaida Kitui, anesthetist officer. The nurses included Sister Jennifer Ajilong, nursing officer, Sister Alekat Sarah, nursing officer, Sister Medrin Kibatenga, nursing officer, Mr. Daniel Ebwalu, the theater assistant. Madam Speaker, it's an honor for me today to present this motion, but also to justify that, Madam Speaker, that on a selfish note, Dr. Podoi happened to have been my OB. We met in Teso College, S1, until we joined the university. And in this house, the two of us were his contemporaries. We have Dr. Honorable Elotu, so I was saying doctor. When we were at the university, I happened to be in the same hall. And we also met Dr. Bariomosi. I think he happens to be a classmate of Dr. Epodoi at that time. So, Madam Speaker, honorable members, allow me to say that it's not the first time that Sorority Regional Referral Hospital has undertaken tertiary levels or specialized surgeries, which would ordinarily be undertaken at national referral or level. They have always tried to do their best to save the lives of those who get stuck and cannot afford the costs related to treatment in Kampala-based facilities, of which this was one of them, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Siemens twins, who were both baby girls, were delivered by a cesarean at Amuria Health Center 4 in Amuria districts on Sunday, 21st March. One of the twins was dead, in the brackets, fresh stillbirth. They were then referred to Sorority Regional Referral Hospital for further management. However, when they assessed the dead and the alive one, they immediately referred this matter to Mulago National Referral Hospital, which has the facilities and a combination of skilled people which are required to separate and manage such patients. The mother, however, remained in Sorority, being managed in the Sorority Hospital. The patient, after 2 days stay at Mulago Hospital, from 22nd to 26th, from 22nd to 24th March 2021, returned on the 25th March 2021 to Sorority with one of the dead twins decomposing while the other was still alive. The grandfather was frustrated and had nowhere to go, but decided to get back to Sorority Hospital to await for the second twin to die while attached to the other decomposing one, as they had been told from Mulago. Madam Speaker, this was a very touching thing. And it's on this note that, Madam Speaker, really, that this team deserves what we are according them today, Madam Speaker. And we want to thank them. No amount of money, no amount of what can be given to this team to thank them. They have saved a life. And these are the type of people we need in this country. Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Right, honorable colleagues. Today, we are told the child is able to smile, is able to pass urine, is able to pass stool. What a great work this team has done for the people of Uganda, for the people of Teso, for the people of Sorority, for the people of Serere, where Dr. Pode comes from. I see Honorable Okabe smiling, Honorable Adowa smiling, because these are the sons and daughters of Serere district and Teso Sam region. We are really very grateful for that. Madam Speaker, it's at this point when they return to Sorority Hospital that the doctors sought consent of the grandfather and decided to undertake this super specialized surgery. It is now 12 days since the surgery was undertaken. And the child, as I told you, is recovering well from the neonatal intensive care unit. The mother has also been managed and is out of danger. Members of the August House, this team has done a great job. He has made this country proud, made our region proud. Madam Speaker, we would pray that from now going forward, that the government of Uganda establishes super specialty services at the regional referral hospitals as provided for in the Uganda Vision 2040. This would help decongest Mulago, and these conditions can be handled up country in these regional hospitals. Equip Sorority Hospital that has shown the dedication to start with, but also all other regional referral hospitals with essential medical equipment for specialized care. Improve on the human resources for the health care. These doctors need refresher training. Sorority Hospital, Madam Speaker, is operating at a capacity of the human resource of about 40–50%. If Sorority Hospital, if all the regional hospitals in these countries had personnel to even 80%, I think we would be able to do a lot for the Ugandans country. Madam Speaker, there is a need, a requirement that has been put forward by the doctors that there is a need now for the government for the reconstruction of Sorority Regional Referral Teaching Hospital, now that Sorority University is there. The Sorority District and the Sorority City has already availed 19 acres of land for the establishment of this teaching hospital. The filling of the vacant posts will go a long way in helping the hospital and all the other teams, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's on this note that once again, we applaud and thank Parliament and thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving us the opportunity, for giving the Ugandans the opportunity to know that when you do good, you will be recognized. These are the people who should be given medals in Kololo on Independence Days. Why not, if not? I hope the ears have heard that today here we have candidates for the medals. And a handshake, of course, it does not go without it, Honorable Speaker. It's very important to motivate. Dr. Pode would have opted to go elsewhere. All these doctors here would have gone to go elsewhere. But they decided from the time these doctors left Makerere University. They decided to go to work in Sorority. Madam Speaker, as I told you, that's an hobby of mine. There was a team of about 5. Dr. Podo is one of them. Dr. Kure, who established the first orthopedic hospital in Uganda. Ikumi, established it in Ikumi. We have Dr. Cole. Unfortunately, he had to leave. He's in the UK, a very senior consultant in the UK. We have Dr. Boymo. He's in Nairobi. That was their team in Teso College. That was our team in Teso College. Madam Speaker, I want to applaud them because even during the difficult times of the war, they did not leave Teso. During the difficult times of LRA, so many people were injured and what, but they remained. That team you see there, Madam Speaker, that has read, has been really very patriotic and remained to serve the people of this country. So, Madam Speaker, I want to thank you. I want to thank the Parliament of Uganda, and we want to wish that baby family long life, long life, long life, and long life. May God bless them and bless that child. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Oseku, followed by Honorable Ongalo, then Honorable Echweru. Oh, it's a popular motion. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Okay,
The relatives.
right, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Honorable.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to start by thanking you for enabling this motion to be tabled here. And I want to thank my brother, Honorable Elijah Okupa, for having moved this motion. I am motivated to second this motion because of the nature of the act that our brothers there performed. Brothers and sisters, you know, the Bible spoiled us. They're only talking of, but thank you very much. Yeah, this is not a very common development in this country, Madam Speaker. This is an exceptional operation, an exceptional performance by these brothers and sisters, demonstrating bravery. They demonstrated compassion. We are told that the mother, rather the family of these conjoined twins were really of a humble background, very poor. But the compassion that these brothers and sisters had is something that moves us all. And you have seen the whole house, Madam Speaker. Everybody is eager to contribute to this motion simply because this act was one that demonstrated a lot of compassion, commitment, and dedication. Honorable Cooper has talked about patriotism by this medical team. We want to thank you for what you have done. To me, Madam Speaker, not only does this demonstrate a commitment to work, but what they did, the risk they took, and the results that came out of it, I find this to be a heroic act. And for that matter, we want to beg that all members of this august house support the motion to pay glowing tribute to our brothers and sisters in Sorority. You know, there is this song sung by Lucky Dube, who was the late African musician, that they are heroes we praise every day. The song is God Bless the Woman. But what he talked about is that they are heroes they praise every day, but there are those that we forget to praise. Lucky Dube talked about praising a woman, and that was granted. Today we are saying we want to praise the team led by Dr. Podoi in Sorority Regional Referral Hospital for what they have done, and we are very proud about what you did. Honorable Cooper has talked about this. As heroes, I think it is usually 9th of June. Our country celebrates Heroes Day. And so this time round, the medals committee does not have any time to waste. These are already ready heroes that deserve medals on that day. Madam Speaker, I am also touched by this act because it is something that revives hope in the medical profession and even in the people who seek for health care.
Many times people even desert medical facilities and resort to find remedies, the herbalists. Some go to churches and die even in the church that they are praying to save their lives. Others go to witch doctors. You have heard of things, this Manyi Mukama na Yamba, Kituzi. People are now eating everything. Now, this is a very good sign, and for me, it revives the hope and confidence of the people in seeking medical health care. We want to say, Madam Speaker, that we will not want to forget the circumstances and the background under which this team did this operation. I have been to Sorority Hospital myself, and yesterday, for those of you who could have viewed the Walter Moisige, he went to Sorority Regional Hospital, but the state of the hospital is not so good. The other places, Arua, I think they built, Moroto they built, but Sorority Regional Referral Hospital is operating under very dilapidated infrastructure. Madam Speaker, this must be attended to urgently, and in order to continue to motivate our brothers and sisters who are here to continue to render a good service to the people of Uganda, to the people of Sorority. Madam Speaker, the theater, according to the report of the director, has just 2 beds in a very small space. And indeed, when you look at the video which captured them in action, they were so squeezed. They were struggling to do this work under very restrictive conditions that, Madam Speaker, we think it is only befitting that as a House and as a Parliament, we give them a big thank you. Honorable Cooper said that we cannot give them anything, but sometimes there are 2 things that are difficult for us Africans, saying thank you and saying sorry. But Madam Speaker, as a Parliament, we want to say thank you to Dr. Podoi and your colleagues, and we want to encourage you and to pray for the Almighty God to reward you for that dedication. This is a sign of a will of our medics to do their work. It is a good spirit that we need to salute. It is a conviction that we need to applaud. And it is a big lesson to the country that we need not look anywhere. We have the brains, we have the experts, we have the people with the capacity to render good medical services if the government can do its part to put the necessary infrastructure to motivate our medical personnel to attend to our people. The COVID success is here. It is still around here. So, Madam Speaker, I want to thank you once again and to thank Honorable Cooper and the whole team of the medical workers and health caregivers in Sorority for what they have done. I was thinking alone that when the explorers reached the Cape of Good Hope, King John II of Portugal decided that was a coastal headland to name that place Cape of Good Hope because of the optimism now they had to open the sea route to India. This time round, I was thinking that Sorority is not a cape because it is not in the coast. And for that matter, for us, I'm throwing this to Sorority City, Sorority District, and then the Minister of Health. We can put something new on the face of Sorority Regional Referral Hospital. My proposal is to rename it Sorority Good Hope Regional Referral Hospital. Oh, okay. So something like that to give the public new hope, which has already been demonstrated by the work of our people there. The budget process is still going on. And when we looked at the infrastructure, which was shown on TV, Madam Speaker, at least if something can be done, the health committee, the budget committee, just to intervene as a sign of emergency, to go and perhaps renovate the mortuary, the theater, or expand it within this budget here. so that the people really see that we are. Madam Speaker, I want to thank you, and I want to thank you, honorable members, for listening. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Honorable Ngalo, what about Honorable Chweru? Now, honorable members, the rest will have 3 minutes, please.
Madam Speaker,
No.
it was important. Yes. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The information that I wanted to give the honorable colleague and the House at large is the Minister of Health and the Permanent Secretary Minister of Health, who are responsible for the current exercise going on as far as the budget is concerned, came here. We brought them here. They actually greeted the team, took pictures with the team, and we told them to go and realign, see how to provide for Sorority in their current budget. I thought you should get that information. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, honorable members. I rise to second this motion paying tribute to Dr. Epodoi and the medical team at Sorority Regional Referral Hospital. Sorority Regional Referral Hospital, for those of you who may not know, is a small hospital in Teso, which is understaffed, it is under-equipped, it is poor infrastructured, it serves 10 districts of Teso with a combined population of about 3 million people. It has only about 300 beds. And in spite of all that, this hospital has been able not only to serve Teso, but to change and save the lives of people over the last 15 or more years. I'd like to pay tribute. I'd like to honor these young men and women who, through their commitment to the Hippocratic oath that they took, has taken sometimes the difficult decisions of saving lives that otherwise had been given up for lost. Madam Speaker, the surgery that was performed in Sorority Referral Hospital on March the 26th was a surgery that is usually undertaken at a national referral hospital. We only have one such hospital, which is Mulago, where the patients had been referred, and after 2 days, they had to go back to Sorority, keeping in mind that one of these twins was a stillbirth, was dead, and co-joined to the sibling for 6 days and putrefying. When these twins were taken back to Sorority, they were really taken back to die. But Dr. Epodoi and his team decided that if they were going to die, at least they should die with a chance. And because of that, this kid is now alive. I honor them and I respect them for what they have done. However, I would like this House to know that this historic operation for which we are paying tribute to these young men and women is just a tip of the iceberg in the great service that these people have been offering the people of Teso. Madam Speaker, every week, Sorority Hospital performs multiple operations on children who are born with genital complications. Nobody speaks about that. These are children who are born in poor families and would otherwise die if they were referred to hospitals in Kampala, where their parents would have to pay a lot of money for such surgical operations. Sorority Hospital, over the last 15 years, has successfully operated over 2,000 women for urinary tract challenges, which otherwise would have broken their marriages. These young gentlemen and ladies have been able to do that with the kind of understaffing and underfunding and under-equipping that they are actually having to work with. In 2003, in a period of less than 4 months, Sorority Hospital was able to conduct surgeries on over 230 victims of the LRA war, victims of gunshot wounds that had gone septic because they had been in the bush for so long, victims whose arms and limbs would otherwise have been amputated were saved by this dedicated team. Madam Speaker, there is a common disease in Teso known as the hydrocele. In almost every village in Teso has or used to have its hydrocele man. Thanks to Dr. Epodoi and his team, I want to inform the Ministry of Health that the hydrocele is now history in Teso, a disease, an affliction that people had to live with to the point where it became a normal affliction. They were able to erase it. And this is why I began by calling Sorority Hospital a small hospital, because when you look at the amount of work that they have been able to do, you cannot believe that it has been conducted in this small hospital. In June of 2020, Dr. Epodoi and his team were successfully able to deliver a child which had grown full term in the liver of its mother. Some of these things, when you hear them, you think they're just folklore, stories, but they're actually facts. A kid that had gone to term in the liver of its mother was successfully delivered by this team. That child is now 8 months old. Madam Speaker, a story is told of Dr. Epodoi in 2006, walking in the rain at 3 a.m. to save the life of a child that had been given up for dead. That child is now 13 years and in senior 3. Thanks to Dr. Epodoi. Dr. Epodoi, I am told, once saved the life of a woman who had already been taken to Sorority mortuary for death. He was able to save that woman. When somebody thought they had seen the woman move, Dr. Epodoi could not take that risk. He had that woman extracted from there, taken to the theater, and he was able to save her life. She is alive now and is a testimony to the service that these young men and women have been giving to the people of Teso. My colleagues who were here before me have spoken of medals. I support them. They have spoken of handshakes. I support them. But I also believe that it is the duty of Parliament to be very clear in what it intends to be done. Madam Speaker, I request that not only should they get medals and handshakes, but they should also get envelope shakes. I thank you all very much.
Honorable Chweru, concerning the medals, honor members, I'm going to submit all their names to the National Awards Committee. The medals I can deal with. We need to find a way of the other one. Okay. Honorable Chweru, Adoa, then I come to the others. Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Okay, okay. 3 minutes, please.
We are here today to honor a team of heroes. But I am happy that my colleague, the Minister of State for Health, is here. I am a colleague, but like you know, honorable colleagues, truth be told, if these conjoined twins, Madam Speaker, were for some high-ranking person, if these conjoined twins were for a member of Parliament, if these conjoined twins were for a rich person,
Please.
Madam Speaker, these twins would have been given priority in Mulago. The people who received them would have handled them with all the delicateness they deserve.
Madam Speaker, unfortunately, they happen to belong to a wretched family. They happen to be the poorest of the poor. The medical officers in Mulago who received them did not see any meaning in their life. I say this with a very heavy heart. In that direction, they decided to send them away to die, so that even this one who was alive, the one who was surviving, was rotting away and was going to allow to make the other one also to die. Madam Speaker, I want to, first of all, to say, yes, Mulago has been renovated, it has good facilities, it has also got some very exemplary doctors. But there are still officers in Mulago and in many parts of the country that will see, before they tackle you, they will look at the status of the patient. They will look at the status of the patient, and the status of the patient that was presented to them determined what they did. I want to say, Madam Speaker, when these children reached Sorority, Dr. Podoi and his team did not care about their status. They saw human beings in these children. They saw human beings in these children. They did not care about their status, wretched as they may be, wretched as their parents may be. They saw human beings in them, and they endeavored to do what is humanly possible. And here they are today, heroes in this country. I want also to add, Madam Minister, through you, Madam Speaker, Madam Minister of Health, there is a risk that we have. COVID-19 has so many success stories. Why? Because His Excellency, the President himself, took responsibility to champion the process of COVID-19. That should not cloud the story of poor health delivery in the country of Uganda. I want to say to this, my colleague minister, we have just concluded elections. In many parts of the country, the health center 3s are for giving prescriptions. The health center 4s, where there are even theaters, Madam Speaker, today, for you to fall sick in some of these parts of the country, when you are poor, it is like you have a death sentence around you. It is like you have a death sentence around you. That is happening in some of our health centers. So we have done very well in peace and security. We have done very well in the road. We have done very well. But in health delivery at rural areas, we have not done well at all. And we have not done well at all. And I want to say this with a very heavy heart. If there is anybody who doubts me, Madam Speaker, go to any health center 4 and ask people to report to you so that they see, they come and testify what must have transpired to them in the last 2-3 months. You will get chilling testimonies across the country. It is against that background that we who are responsible for this country, given the mandate we have 5 years, Madam Minister, we have a big responsibility to confront this challenge head on. To confront the challenge head on and make sure that service delivery, even to the poor, is equal to the rich, is equal to everybody. That's one. 2, Madam Speaker, I want these health facilities, the one in Kamuli, the one in Kisoro, I want each time we move there, we must ask ourselves, if me, Musa Chura, I fell sick today, can I be admitted in Kamuli? Can I be admitted in Katakwi? Can I be admitted in Amuria? If not, why is the problem? What is the problem? And if we don't answer that problem, we have a problem in our hands. We have a problem in our hands. Because of that, Madam Speaker, Podoi and his team did not see status. They went ahead and even in the poverty of these people, did what was humanly possible. What do I want us to do to Podoi and his team? In a hospital which does not even have a blood bank, Madam Speaker, we have requested and we are requesting, Madam Minister, through you, Madam Speaker, that one, now that the local government of Sorority has already advanced, it has secured 19 acres just directly opposite the teaching university of Sorority. That is in Arapai Town Council. We have 19 acres. We want a state-of-the-art hospital planted there in honor of this team. We wanted a state-of-the-art hospital planted there in honor of this team. We want a blood bank immediately started in that area. Madam Speaker, the blood bank has been, we are depending on the blood bank in Mbale for the whole of Eastern region all the way up to Karamoja. All the way up to Karamoja. We have 19 acres of land. I want to thank the local government of Sorority because they have secured the land. As we talk now, Madam Speaker, I will bring a commitment by the Minister of Local Government where they are transferring the title already to the Sorority Regional Referral Hospital near Arapai Town Council. There is land for a modern, ultra-modern hospital. And my prayer to you, Madam Speaker, here, let's use the power of this parliament to work with us, the executive, to cause resources to be availed for this state-of-the-art hospital to be planted there immediately. Because just coming to Sanke Podo and his team, who are operating in a very wretched-looking facility, is not sustainable. We want a hospital which is ultra-modern, and we want a blood bank, and we want some intervention. Again, Madam Minister, this whole idea of our medical officers and clinical officers and nurses in the rural areas, looking at the status of the patient first before they tackle the patient, must be stopped. I support the president that we must enhance the salary of scientists. And when we do that, and which we must do, we must follow it with the second thing. Close all the pharmacies that surround hospitals. Close, like in Mulago, the whole hospital is surrounded by pharmacies, private pharmacies. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that this is wrong. We don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that this is wrong. Madam Speaker.
Okay, Honorable Adoa. Honorable Adoa. Adoa followed by Honorable Chetero, then Honorable Kabe. I'm coming. I'm still on the seconders. The relatives, yes, I've seen the relatives. All the from Kanungu. Yes, I'm coming. 3 minutes, please. I'm coming. The workers are here.
Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker and the members, I am blessed this afternoon to have Dr. Podoi and Dr. Jiko coming from Serere district. And I've known Dr. Podoi and Dr. Jiko since I was young and a Sale girl in church. And Podoi is like my elder brother. It's unfortunate that 3 months ago, Dr. Podoi lost his mother, who should have watched him or would have accompanied him like the way the fathers accompanied him to be here. I want to second the motion, and like others have said, motivation, Honorable Speaker, is very important. Sometimes, as others have said, a handshake, envelopes, but this morning, when I got in touch with Dr. Podoi and I asked him that where have you people reached? What did you use? I was shocked that the team that were talking of glowing tribute borrowed a vehicle for coming here. And they even squeezed the same hospital to give them fuel. I feel we have honored many people, sometimes the way they receive them from the airport. And I feel maybe today this team should have been flown to Kampala, taken to a very good place for lunch. Yes, we gave them lunch here, but they should have, that alone, Honorable Speaker, is also part of the motivation. When they go back, as we speak now, most of the people in Serera and Sorority are watching us, and they have kept on calling that we hope that team will come back. Because on the first, somebody lied on social media and said Dr. Podo has been appointed as His Excellency's doctor, personal doctor. And it made most of the people to ring over the radio, and they talked a lot of things. Even this morning, they were ringing and saying, we hope Dr. Podo will not be taken to remain in Kampala. Dr. Jiko will not be taken, and other doctors. Therefore, I want to stand with others that our medical teams everywhere need refresher courses, they need training, they need the hospitals at the grassroots. As others have said, Honorable Speaker, every day I get calls from Serere where many people cannot afford to pay 500 or 700 for an operation. We need to support this health center, tools and health centers raise. Because as much as they are poor and as much as they have these challenges, they are medical people at the grassroots who even use their meager resources to support people that come to those hospitals. There are also doctors that we need to recognize. Now that God has helped this to open the door, they have been doing a lot of things in Sorority. Nobody recognized. Then God himself said, I think Ugandans should wake up and support and help doctors. When you talk to Dr. Magino, who is in Heart Institute, you see he wants to do something with the team, but they are limited because of the equipment they have. When you go to Cancer Institute, you see Dr. Yoku struggling with his team. We thank God that we were able to do something for Cancer Institute, but we still need to do a lot. There is this lady called Dr. Jane Fowler. That lady has done a lot of things, and we need to see that this team that has opened the door should be honored not only by them coming to be praised here, but these people should be able to go back with something, even if from among us as honorable members of parliament, so that when they reach to their homes, children say, you went to Kampala to be honored. Then you come back home and you pay the fuel that you borrowed. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I want to ask this House, just as Honorable Chwera said, this parliament can support the executive to make sure that we specialize these 5 years, we give more attention to the grassroots hospitals and recognize the people who do a lot, not only maybe medical, but also in other areas. You find that through that, we shall be able to motivate people. Every time they do something, they will be able to. But we want to say thank you to the Sorority team and those that have remained. I was actually looking around to see Dr. Kiria. He has been like a twin brother to Dr. Epodoi. And that day I'm wondering where I was. But we want to say thank you to them and thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving them the opportunity to come to the parliament. Thank you so much.
Okay, honorable members, as I invite Honorable Chetero, let me reassure the people of Teso that we invited the team here only for this honor. We are not deploying them anywhere else. I want to give that reassurance that we invited them just to come for this motion. And concerning how I'm sure even the government can do something. This is what parliament can do. This within our means as parliament. Honorable Chetero Okabe, then I'll get the other relatives. There are many relatives here. I'm coming. Yes, there's also another relative here. Okay. Okay,
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the motion to pay tribute to Dr. Joseph Epodoi and team. I also want to associate with those who have spoken before me and support all that they had to say. Madam Speaker, I first met Dr. Joseph Epodoi in 2002 when he was 1 year in Sorority Hospital out of university. He operated on my father, who had a urological problem, and at 85, my father was supposed to wait and die. But Dr. Podoi gave my father 13 extra years to live. I want to thank you again and again. He knows I thank you. We continued working with Dr. Podoi. We have this association which has become a big name in Teso, Terewode Hospital. This is an organization that Alice Masu, Winifred Agabo, and myself founded in 2001. And Dr. Podoi, together with Dr. Kiria and other medical professionals, used to help us in doing surgeries for fistula. Little did I know the experience would grow to this level. Madam Speaker, Dr. Podoi loves his calling. He's always close to his patients. He's always on time doing his ward rounds. He's very kind, very calm, and very patient. Dr. Podoi lives by his Hippocratic oath, and together with the team, they led a mission which I would call a mission impossible, but Madam Speaker, they made it possible. The valued team, to the valued team of Dr. Podoi, you have done a great job and service to Uganda. Please come out even more boldly and be an example to health workers all over Uganda. A lot of what you've done has already been said, and even those who did not do what you did, let them pick up from your good example and continue doing all those good work. To the government, especially the Ministry of Health, you know what our health workers need. Honorable Minister Chweru has gone even local, inverted commas, to tell you what exactly is needed. Can you inculcate in the health workers all those things that we need to give them? Let us improve on the equipment. Let us improve on the infrastructure for these hospitals so that we can take care of these people. Please provide for them to be able to gain confidence if they work with the right tools to perform better. The pride of every nation, Madam Speaker, is the health of their citizens. I want to thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. As I invite Honorable Kabe. Honorable members, I think one of the things we could do is to demand for either a loan to support the regional referral hospitals to upgrade their facilities so that people don't have to come to Kampala. Honorable Kabe, Okabe will be followed by Honorable Amero, Biandara. Oh, Chairman of Health, Chairman, I've seen you. Chairman of Health, I will see you. Assam, I've seen you. I'm coming like this. Dr. Mariamus, I've seen you. I'm going to call you. I've seen all of you. I'm going to call you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also want to support this motion. I want to thank the movers of the motion. For your information and for the information of the whole House, Dr. Epodoi comes from my constituency, and so does Dr. Ajiko. And even the same sub-county with me. Dr. Epodoi has helped a lot, even with my own relatives, my father and other relatives with prostate cancer. He has done very much complicated surgeries. And I have known this family. The father is here today. This family is dedicated to the services of other people, the welfare of other people. And we do really appreciate them. It's important to learn to appreciate other people for what they do and for the achievements they make. But also, this achievement might create a lot of jealousy from others. Let our doctors not be persecuted for that. They did what they did, and everybody should be grateful. Mulago may not be happy with their achievement. They even were advising them not to come here. And that one I can say from the floor, because nobody will hold me accountable. But also, this is a landmark operation that has opened our eyes and exposed the inhuman hearts of people. Where are the people with compassion in this country? Why turn away a poor person from getting treatment? I know that in Mulago, if you don't pay money, you will not get treated. Our people come from up country, even from my constituency. They call me, I'm stranded here. Some die there, we have to transport them back just because they are poor people. I therefore want strongly support the other proposal of decentralizing the specialized medical services. Let every region have a hospital equivalent to Mulago Hospital, so that our people don't travel here all the time and get stuck and stranded. Madam Speaker, 2 years ago, I and Honorable Abala, we visited Sorority Referral Hospital. One, we found that the director of the hospital was not there. The one who was there, his contract had expired. Up to date, there is only acting director. There is no director for that hospital, in the Sorority Referral Hospital. Now, when we are talking about putting resources there, and renovations and everything, when there is no substantive director who will manage the resources. We have also come to learn the acting director is never there. He is there only 3 days a week. He lives in Kampala. So please, Minister of Health, kindly take note of it. Information allowed.
Right, Honorable Speaker. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Kabe for giving me way to give information. But right, Honorable Speaker, I know this very topic we are talking about is very touchy, and I may not take the floor again. Right, Honorable Speaker, the information I want to give. And before I give that information, right, Honorable Speaker, can we ask Dr. Podoi and his team to just stand up and we applaud them properly as the Parliament of Uganda? Please, with your permission, right, Honorable Speaker. Dr. Podoi, please stand up with your team and we applaud you. Because otherwise, because I know they are within the gallery.
No, Honour Member, we introduced them individually and they stood up.
Okay, right, Honorable Speaker. We've talked about the situation of Sorority Regional Referral Hospital, and the information I came to give here is in regards to the administration of the hospital. Right, Honorable Speaker, I am one of the members that sit in the Public Accounts Committee of this Parliament, and there have been a lot of issues in regards to the management and the modus operandi of Sorority Regional Referral Hospital. Despite the achievement that has been, the achievement and having excellent people, the people of the likes of Dr. Epodoi, they are working under a hard environment, very hard environment. Therefore, right, Honorable Speaker, in this very house, we happen to be blessed by the Minister of Health. I think as a matter of urgency, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Public Service, and the relevant ministries should ensure that the administration of this hospital is immediately revamped and rectified to serve the interests of the people of Teso. Right, Honorable Speaker, as I go and sit.
Is that the information?
The other information I wanted to give to the Honorable Kabe, as we are talking about the Sorority Regional Hospital, Madam Speaker, we have over 80 districts in Teso with a very overwhelming population,
but now,
served by just Sorority Regional Hospital, which is still lacking.
Smuggling a contribution, but please, you are taking Honorable Kabe's time. Please.
So, Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much, and Honorable Kabe, over to you.
Please conclude, Honorable Kabe.
I just want to conclude by saying and by putting a request. If time allows, let the Committee on Health visit Sorority Referral Hospital as soon as possible. Last year, the ceiling collapsed on students, on people, on patients. The ceiling collapsed on patients in Sorority Referral Hospital. Right, Honorable Speaker, I request that you, in your program, allow the Committee on Health to visit Sorority Referral Hospital and bring a report to this House. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
I'll be giving the Chair of Health an opportunity to speak about that issue, but Honorable Amero, Naviandara, Asamo, I've seen you all, I've seen you. We are all going to contribute. All will contribute. I'm coming like this.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
3 minutes, please.
Right
3
Honorable
minutes.
Speaker, I rise to join the rest of the people to congratulate this team from Sorority Regional Referral Hospital that is before us here today. Right Honorable Speaker, my colleagues have spoken about the state of the hospital. Honestly, the hospital infrastructure is dilapidated. It is the only hospital that has never been renovated or given facelift ever since colonialism. Right, Honorable Speaker, the operation was successful because people put in their hearts there. And it is very, very interesting to know that we still have Ugandans who have a heart for the people. Having failed to operate these children from Mulago Hospital, they were taken back to Sorority and they carried out the operation and it went on successfully. We want to congratulate this team, but I want to raise on the issue of human resource. Where Honorable Kabe just ended is where I will start from, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the acting director of Sorority Referral Regional Hospital is a substantive commissioner in the Ministry of Health. Let this House interest itself in finding out how he's drawing his salaries, and the reason he's never in Sorority is because it looks like he has a conflict of interest. He's positioned in Sorority to get money, but other things are done in Kampala here. This is the information that I got. And I don't know if we are talking about nurturing talents. These people are working. Can't we promote one of them? So the minister should have keen interest in this, because if we have people who are committed to work and who are ready to work, why would you send somebody from the ministry to Sorority? Madam Speaker, they are talking about the infrastructure. Madam Speaker, in Amuria, where these twins were delivered, we don't have a scanning machine, a scanner. We don't have X-ray. The order of the day is the doctors are not having ample time to manage the patients. One time I paid an impromptu visit in the maternity ward, and out of the patients who were there, only one who was waiting to be operated was not operated. The order of the day is operation. And we all know that once operated, life will never be the same. So if we are not thinking about paying these doctors properly, All of them have clinics around the hospital where they refer the patients and they make agreement, and on payment of the money, you will be operated in the hospital. These people need to be facilitated if they have to deliver. They are doing a good job, but because they are not paid well, they will have to look for other sources of money. Right, Honorable Speaker, with this COVID where we got a lot of resources, I thought these resources could trickle down even to the lower local governments, those general hospitals and the health center threes, so that we are able to attend to our people. But as you see, because the manpower is not paid well, when the drugs arrive, by evening, the drugs have left the hospitals. And what next? People have to go and buy these drugs from the pharmacies outside. So, Right Honorable Speaker, something needs to be done from this house. I am happy.
So now search over here. It's not. Okay. Onabiandara. Then some.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
I would allow all of you to contribute.
Right, Honorable Speaker and dear colleagues, I'm here supporting the motion brought by my young brother, Honorable Elijah Okupa. Okupa, sorry. You know, all these were saying, Honorable, I can do no better than thanking these gallant sons and daughters of Uganda for the great job they did. I thank you very much. Don't worry about envelopes. God has seen your work. What these gallant sons and daughters have demonstrated to us, and this, I ask the Prime Minister, who is present, to take note, is what is lacking in the whole public service. People in public service have the technical knowledge, have the technical know-how, but they lack technical confidence. That's why you see on their desks trays pending. They don't have confidence to take a decision. But these people had confidence and they took a decision. They didn't risk. They knew they have technical confidence. And Right Honorable Prime Minister, if our civil servants don't get this technical confidence, things don't move. That's why we are not absorbing money we get. People cannot take decisions. Madam Speaker, allow me to give one example. In the ex-parliament, when I was a vice chairman of physical infrastructure, we went on Northern Bypass. They had spent 6 months not to take a decision. In UNRWA, there were engineers with master's degree like me. When we were there, I said, what is this? What is the problem? We took a decision there, and then Honorable Nasasa was the minister. The next day, the works went ahead. What was lacking? Technical confidence. I thank you for having technical confidence. Prime Minister, inculcate in all public servants this technical confidence, then things will move. They have told us how they came from Amuria to refer to here. I appeal to government. Let us please now get district hospitals for each and every district. You are talking of national referral, regional referral. Some people have only health center 4. How can somebody from health center 4 be referred to the regional? Let us get district hospital for everybody. Okay. And I also support Madam Speaker. We must seriously think of giving adequate payment to the scientists. We must support the president and give adequate salaries, allowances, whatever you call it, to the scientists. Okay. These doctors would have gone somewhere else, but they are nationalists, they are patriots. That's why they are here.
Okay. Honorable Asamo Bariomusi. Then I think I'm coming. There's Koro, there's Rokwang. Hey. Okay. Okay, then I'll come in. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the motion to thank Dr. Poda and his team for what they did in Sorority. And I also want to thank him and the team for showing an example that our children who will venture into that profession can remain to work at home. It's service above self. We thank you so much, and may God bless you. Right Honorable Speaker, my committee of equal opportunities went to visit that hospital. It is sick. I grew in that hospital. My mother was a nurse. And for information, I also come from Serere. Madam Speaker, you get a ward, men and women and TB patients in one ward. Very terrible. We all got scared and said, is this a regional referral? Then what happens down? You go and see a mortuary which can only accommodate 2 bodies, and it's very squeezed. Go to the theater. The very theater my mother used to work in is the same theater in the 70s, is the same theater these people are still working in. The same theater, very tiny, very old things in the room. That table where the patients lie, very old. Madam Minister, I'm ashamed. I'm really ashamed. The ceiling was falling down, and I was like, what is this? There was a building which was condemned. In fact, all the buildings in Sorority Hospital, right from administration, are condemned by standards of engineering. Madam Speaker, these doctors work under hard times and commitment. We reached there, you find a problem of management, right from the ones who are supposed to.
It's 3 minutes. Okay, please conclude.
Madam Speaker, as a chairperson, I really want to beg that issues of equity should be given to all hospitals. This hospital, now that we have cities, why not make them our national hospitals? You can imagine a patient in hospital in Sorority, you have to get blood in Imbali. By the time you get blood, the person will be dead. Madam Speaker, I hope in the coming budget, starting with the doctors, that we have increased their salaries, because the president put this on his manifesto, and we need to want to see that one in action. And then we can see how to look at the infrastructure. And I support the building of the teaching hospital, because we also visited the land. Madam Speaker, when the minister comes, I think we don't want lamentation. We want to hear action. Thank you.
Honorable Dr. Varyomusi. Then let me come like this. I'll come back to you. All these relatives, yes, I've seen the relatives here. I'm coming. Let me get some on this side. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I also rise to support the motion moved by Honorable Okupa to pay tribute to our friends from Sorority Hospital led by Dr. Epodoi. We want to say thank you very much for the heroic and professional work that you continue to do, and most notably, the separation of the Siamese twins as we are debating. Thank you, Dr. Epodoi. Dr. Epodoi was my classmate. We entered medical school together in 1990 and graduated on the same day. And we took the Hippocratic Oath on the 19th of January, 1996 together. And we were a very great class. And we agreed to do very heroic things in whatever direction we take. And therefore, while some of us do heroic things in the politics, I am happy. Yes, I am happy that Dr. Bodoi and his team are doing very well, and want to thank you very much. Madam Speaker and honorable members, I agree that as government and as parliament, we need to support the health sector. There are many health facilities, as many members have said, which are not in very good physical shape. the regional referral hospitals, the general hospitals, and many of the health facilities. And also, much as there has been some improvement in the pay of health workers and scientists, more needs to be done. Dr. Bodoy, I'm sure you remember when we qualified, we're just earning peanuts. There has been some improvement, but I agree we need to put more resources to motivate our health workers. What happened in Sorority is testimony that we have many health workers out there who are doing wonderful things, and maybe sometimes we don't recognize and motivate them. And therefore, Sorority Hospital has led the example, and we need to start this culture of appreciating people who do good. And therefore, we need to rehabilitate our health facilities, including Sorority Regional Referral Hospital and the others. We also need to pay better the health workers and scientists. And therefore, we want to plead with the Parliament that when government comes with proposals to improve the health sector, let us, as usual, support them so that the health sector can. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Can we have Honorable Koruo Akurut Alokwang Elotu Abala, Chair of Health, Kabaria, then Minister. Okay. I think I'll go this side and then come back for the final round.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I want also to add my voice to thank Dr. Podoy and the team for the excellent work done to separate the conjoined twins. Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, on top of that job, I want to bear a witness. Last week, I had a very sick brother of mine who is a real farmer and a teacher. He was very sick, diabetic, and he was supposed to be referred to Mulago Hospital. But Madam Speaker, to tell you the truth, yesterday he called me that he is very fine and he has started doing back his job. Thank you very much, Dr. Podoy. Madam Speaker, the Sorority Hospital is in the center of the new Sorority city. And for sure, the hospital is in a dilapidated state. I kindly request the following. One, the government should overhaul the hospital and more particularly the theater, the medical ward, which is even non-existent, the mortuary, and the surgical wards. Finally, before I conclude, Madam Speaker, what Mr. Epodoy has done and the team has sold the image of Uganda. Sorority Airport, Sorority is located in a place where there is a Sorority International Airport. If this hospital is upgraded, for sure we shall find people from abroad coming to treat the patients here in Sorority, and that will promote medical tourism in our country. I thank you, Madam Speaker, and Dr. Podoy. A majority of the patients you receive come from Toroma, the people who love me. I kindly request you, Madam Speaker, please, the hospital of Toroma, the health center 4, should be upgraded. Not only the title of health center 4, should have a theater, should have an ambulance, and should have well-qualified staff. I submit. Thank you.
Okay. Akurut Lokwang Elotu Abala, Chair of Health, Kibaria. Then okay, Chair of Trade. Then I come this side, and then we close on this side. I've written all your names. Let's use the day for this. Don't know what to do.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise up to add my voice to the move of this motion in paying tribute to the team of doctors from Sorority led by Dr. Podoy. Right Honorable Speaker, Indeed, a lot has been talked about our health status as a country, as Uganda. It is quite wanting. And I think this has been an eye-opener that how then can we move forward in improving the health sector of this country? How then can we go forward to improve the pay of the doctors or the health staff? I think we're lucky to have such people. They train 5 years. The government spends a lot of money in training them. We are lucky to have them still in Uganda. And mark you, there is a lot of social media and a lot of reporting going around. And so many eyes are watching on them. I hope we shall still have them as doctors in Uganda. We've had a lot of brain drain because of not motivating our doctors or health workers. We want to avoid these. The Minister of Health is here. I think we need to take this as a priority for the country so that we avoid a brain drain. You spend 5 years, you spend millions of monies training doctors or health workers, but we let them to go because we are not motivating them well. I want to thank Dr. Podoi right from the time he finished school. He's a friend, he's a colleague, he's a neighbor. He's been in Sorority and he's been in Teso, providing all these services to the people of Teso. May God bless you for that heart that you have for the people of Teso, but above all, for being a true Ugandan. Right, Honorable Speaker, who made recommendations and proposals here that indeed we need to have a focus. The Heart Institute that we have here in Mulago, how is it? The Cancer Institute. These are facilities that need a lot of resources. These are facilities that need human resource, but we're not putting much there. But not everybody is able to take their people out when they get situations that require surgery, like for a heart or for cancer. It is the reason we're saying, can government refocus on our health system so that we do not fly our people out? And even then, how many of us can afford to take our people for medical care outside? We need to focus to look at the poor of the poorest. Once we have that in our mindset, then we can be able to plan for them well. The Sorority Regional Referral Hospital being an example. Indeed, it is in a sorry state. The mortuary last.
Honorable Lokwang, Elotu Abala, Bukenya, Chibaria, Chair of Trade. Then I go this side and I'll get to the other ministers on my second round.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on that day, it was breaking news of the week. I really want to join my colleagues in thanking Doctor and the team for saving lives. Madam Speaker, Karamoja people benefit. They are always referred to Sorority Regional Hospital and Kumi Orthopedic Hospital. Madam Speaker, people of Karamoja are very happy and grateful with Doctor and the team that I wish we had 10 Epodois in this country who would have a better health care system. Madam Speaker, we had a similar scenario last year where a lady from West Nile, a nurse, young nurse, was pushing a patient with a wheelbarrow 5 kilometers away to the hospital, and it raised a lot of issues. Madam Speaker, this is like when there was Ebola in northern Uganda. Dr. Lokwia saved many lives and he died as a hero. So we should recognize Doctor as a hero as well. Such people need rapid promotions, even as supervisors in Uganda, to supervise health care systems because they are sacrificing. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Now, Elotu Abala, Bukenya, Kibaria Trade. Then I come take the team on this side. I'm coming.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I wish to rise up to support the motion, and I would like to concur with all the previous speakers on what they have contributed in support of this motion. Right Honorable Speaker, the act that the team from Sorority Regional Hospital performed, led by Dr. Podoi, can easily be categorized as a heroic act. And indeed, I want to join the team and the whole country in congratulating them and really submitting and honoring them for such a wonderful action they performed amidst all the challenges that have been enumerated here. Madam Speaker, I think a lot has been said about what this team has done. I think the onus is really on us to see that the challenges that have been identified, the issues that they face every other day, first as the professionals who help us out there, and secondly, the people that they serve are fully addressed. I'm happy the single act that they performed simply brought the light, brought the candle out of the table, and it's on top of the table now. And I request this House and the whole government to take this opportunity and not allow this candle to go off. In that regard, therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to share with you an analogy. In the US, in the state of Minnesota, in Rochester, there's a clinic called Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic in Rochester, if you go to any international airport, you will get a desk guiding you on how to get in there. But if you follow the story of Mayo Clinic in Rochester, it is very simple, very similar to what this great team of Sorority has done. It started with what we call the doctor called Dr. Ploma coming out and performing heroic acts during the time when there was an epidemic in the US, and particularly he chose to settle in Rochester in Minnesota. Having settled there, he established a clinic that eventually picked up as a center of excellence in medicine. And up to date and world over, if you check, Mayo Clinic is the first clinic, is the #1 clinic in the world. With that background, Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to request and plead with this House that this act that the team from Sorority has performed should then trigger us and declare Sorority, and particularly Sorority Regional Hospital, as a center of excellence. Indeed, Right Honorable Speaker, the local government of Sorority has given the Ministry of Health, and I want to thank the ministry for initiating this. They have given Sorority Regional Hospital additional land next to the university. It's therefore, if we could take this opportunity, I'm happy the minister is here and we're in the budget circle, if we could include this specific activity as an activity to be taken up in the next financial year. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of the infrastructure of Sorority Hospital, we have raised this issue a number of times in this House. Again, I want to take this opportunity that let this heroic action then trigger the issue of renovation of Sorority Hospital, the issue of the blood bank, the issue of the mortuary. Actually, Sorority Hospital does not have a mortuary per se. If anything happens, the body has to be taken to Mbale, and probably when the time comes for your burial, then it will be picked up from Mbale to any other place in Teso. Right Honorable Speaker, I think this, and the minister here, as Honorable Asamo said,
Yeah, Honorable, I think it was Abala. What you? Honorable Abala, then Honorable Kenya, Honorable Kasule. Then I come this side and I'll take the final round here. Minister, I'll come to you later.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you so much for allowing this motion to be presented in the House. Now, I want to say this hospital here, it was started in mid-1920s as a syphilis treatment center. So if such we get to know where we're coming from. And then in 1978, it became a district hospital. 96, it became a regional hospital. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, the trouble that is there, Madam Speaker, is that as we talk now, everything which is there is as of 1996 and before. And that's where the big problem, Madam Speaker, is. Number two, Madam Speaker, I want to first of all to thank that team, because that team has done a wonderful job. A job they have done. I'm only praying that the wonderful God in heaven will actually bless them systematically and helps them to do the wonderful, to continue doing the good job as they have started. But as Speaker, the last thing I want to say is that maybe it's now that we are talking about the Bible, let me read the Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. I want to read to them so that as we are talking about, they have done a good job. In most cases, we talk about good things when people are dead. But today we are talking about good things when these powerful, super powerful men and women are still alive. They are professionals. Allow me to read this. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not grow weary of doing good. For in due season we shall reap if we don't give up. Madam Speaker, I want to say, that's the word of the Lord. Madam Speaker, I want to say that these people have done a good job. The most important thing I want to request now the government, number one, play your role. Play your role. Specifically, include the funding of the hospital. Fill the posts that are the vacant posted in the hospital. The other thing that I want to say, Madam Speaker, is that as we talk now, Madam Speaker, you know, this time there was nobody for more than 5 years. Nobody. There was nobody for a long time. And that's where the big problem was. Even now, you cannot imagine there's no medical director. And my appeal, Madam Speaker, now that my proposal was me. I come from Ngora, I'm a member of parliament for Ngora. If the ministry sees proper, they would appoint Dr. Podoi as a medical director. Now that he has been there, he knows the history of the entire place. Because for him, he's well equipped and having the ability, having the think, the proper. Just 30 seconds. 30 seconds only, 30 seconds. Madam Speaker, I want to say, since he has the proper, the positive thing and the clear direction in which the hospital is going, now that Sorority is now a city, I would propose that the ministry elevate that hospital to the level of a city status, so that it becomes a kind of national hospital, but located in Sorority. That is my opinion. For us to keep it there, it will be as of 1978 when it was a district hospital, which is not even helping us now. Over 3 million people are now there. Those are the people being served. I want to thank Dr. Podoi and his entire team. May God bless you for a wonderful job you have done, and I bring you good things from my powerful men and women of Ngora County. I thank you so much.
Okay, Honorable Dr. Bukenya. Dr. Bukenya, Honorable Kibalia, Honorable Sabunya. Then I go to the
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
Madam Speaker, I would like to join my colleagues on applauding the team from Sorority for the wonderful work which they have done. Madam Speaker, you asked me to talk about the infrastructure. Madam Speaker, the committee has been to Sorority many times. True, there is no structure in the hospital that is up to standard. All of them should be condemned. It was a district hospital that was promoted in the 2000s, and it has kept like that, and Honorable Babala has given the history. Therefore, I support your suggestion that the Honorable Minister of Finance brings the loan here if he doesn't have money, and we approve in remembrance of this heroic work. Madam Speaker, this is why I want to support the motion mainly. Dr. Podoi is a senior consultant. He's appointed by the Minister of Public Service on behalf of the President. He's paid slightly above $1,000 a month. That is his net take. He works in Sorority where he can't go to look for extra money like people who go to Nakasari and Kampala. In his contract, the Minister of Public Service offers him a chauffeur-driven car. That one has never been fulfilled. For him and about 50 of his colleagues, they work despite the fact that government does not fulfill part of its contract. All these senior consultants, they're about 40. That is not done for them, but they continue working, especially those working outside Kampala, because they have nowhere to run. That operation, if it was done in Nakasero, he would have earned more than his salary of the month in just that sitting. So that is how he becomes a hero. In a meeting held 3 years ago, where the Minister of Finance was present, the Minister of Health in State House, the President instructed that a nurse is paid at least 1 million shillings, that a medical officer is paid at least 5 million shillings, that a senior consultant is paid at least 18 million shillings. Minister of Finance has failed to raise that money. There are not very many senior consultants. There are not more than 50. They have failed to raise that money, irrespective of the fact that the committee on behalf of the House has been recommending this. So, and the money they give us is what we have to work with. So I'd like to ask this House to support us this time, at least in remembrance of the work of the Sorority team, that all health workers, Madam Speaker.
Yes, one minute for the chair.
Yes, as the Secretary Chair, that all health workers have an increment in their pay based on the President's directive of 3 years ago. Because the President directs, he goes on the TV and says it's Parliament failing him, but when the Minister of Finance is the one failing Parliament, and unfortunately, the Minister is here. So, Madam Speaker, most of the things have been said, but I would like to thank the team from Sorority. Some of them have worked with them before, and others have trained. I would like to thank them for the work well done. But this is a representation of what health workers are capable of doing in the whole country, except that they are not well facilitated. And the problem is not with us here. Sector last year, we had an unfunded list of 1.3 trillion. What has been provided now doesn't even tackle what we mentioned. So, Madam Speaker, I beg that this time, when we come back to Committee of Supply just before they give us a special chance as Parliament to see that we get something for the health sector in this country in remembrance of the work Dr. Podoi and team have done. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Kibalia, Savunya, then Ogwar, Awor, Oranya, Mujuke. Let's start there. I've seen you all.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I wish to join the colleagues as we extend the required thanks to the team that did wonderful work. Right Honorable Speaker, what pains us is that every time we are here crying about the poor state of health and the poor health conditions that our medical workers undergo. Right Honorable Speaker, if Dr. Podoi was coming from another country outside Uganda as a consultant or an expatriate, he would be earning above 20, 30 million. But because he's a Ugandan from Sorority, from Serere, he earns the less than 4 million, as the doctor has said. Right Honorable Speaker, we have good human resource. As a government, we are only failing to manage it. We send and put money in areas that don't really add tangible value. And we neglect a sector that is here to save life. Right Honorable Speaker, most of the students here who were in Makerere know Pastor Kudu. Pastor Kudu was here in Mulaga and they failed to operate him. They referred him to South Africa. When he reached South Africa, he was operated by his student coming from, I think, Kabulamaido somewhere. He's a student who is now a consultant in South Africa. Here we are praising Dr. Podoi. Tomorrow, he will get an offer and we shall be here crying that he has gone. People have been here saying he could be promoted. Right Honorable Speaker, my take is that he should not be promoted, but he should be facilitated, given money to cater for the rest of his needs so that he is there to do the work that everybody is expected and everybody is waiting for him to do. Because if he had not done so, some of us would not know. Only Okupa, Dr. Vokenya, and Valiomosi would be knowing. Some of us would not know this team. But this team is here, Right Honorable Speaker. It has done wonderful work. We are here praising them. What have we prepared for them as the government? Many were here saying they need a handshake. Right Honorable Speaker, you could give a call to your elder brother. Nakasero is near here. He's good at giving handshakes, even to those that have done nothing. At least these ones have done something. They could do something for them, but above all, Right Honorable Speaker, we need to address ourselves to the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Health to really improve the health conditions. We pass loans every day here that end up being misappropriated. Let us for once pass a loan, however big it will be, so that we come back here and say we have done something.
Okay. Oh, no, Samuya.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I come to support the motion, and I congratulate Dr. Opodoi and the team, right up to the nurses, because as a surgeon, he can't work alone. I think some time back, long time ago, I was the chairman of finance. I was working on a bill called Insurance Regulatory Bill. That was a part to do with the health insurance. I think whatever we said today can only be actualized if we get more resources in the health sector. If we had started then 10 years ago, we would have the money, we would even have a handshake for every doctor who does miracles. What Dr. Opodoi has done, many doctors are doing, but in underprivileged hospitals, they are using candles, they are using all means to deliver babies and everything. So what we need, Right Honorable Speaker, we are in a budget process. We can give Sorority Hospital with some money. At least if the Minister of Health can go there and visit. I sit in Park. There are many problems in that hospital. Not because of accountability issues only, but structurally, and the machines they must use to implement such miracles. So in the budget process, we can help them, give them, because people will come to visit the wonder doctors in Sorority. It is very hard to get good news in news these days. But when I heard about Sorority Hospital, I felt good. I said, oh, for once, we have been delivering these children to India and elsewhere. But now it is in Sorority. Others are going to come. I have seen mothers here pregnant. They're going to deliver them. That's complicated. So they need help, and they will run to Sorority. You will only find them on the doorstep of Sorority Hospital. So we can now help and give some money to the hospital for the facelift, and also to help in paying for the allowances of the doctors there. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity, and we thank the doctors and the team for traveling all the way to be recognized as a team for work well done. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Gwal, then Awol, Olanya, Mujuke. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
As I've seen you, Kenneth, I've seen
Right
you.
Honorable Speaker,
I saw you.
I happen to be the grandmother of Dr. Opodoi, and I hope that the technicians will be mindful of that. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm very surprised that the movers of this motion did not highlight something which are considered more scientific and more historic than the one we are uploading today. Sometime in June last year, if I'm correct, sometime in June last year, Right Honorable Speaker, the same doctor carried out what most of you have not heard, but I took trouble to read it and to study it. It is called intrahepatic pregnancy situation. Now, this is where a child is implanted in the liver. And this is where a doctor, this same doctor, subjected this lady to a surgery and was able to detach the child from the liver. And as I talk now, both the child and the mother are alive. Right, Honorable Speaker, don't you think this is more scientific than the one we are celebrating? So I want to amend this motion to strategically include this one, that in Uganda, we have doctors who can carry out what we call intrahepatic pregnancy surgery. So Honorable Elijah Cooper, please allow that motion to be allowed, amendment to be allowed. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm just talking about the way forward because people have said a lot of things about the dilapidated conditions and so on and so forth. I just want to highlight a few things. One, can the Ministry of Health come to this floor of Parliament and tell us what they did with the money which we passed in April and the 2 supplementary we have passed, which were targeting modernization and restructuring of the referral hospitals in preparation for anything that would happen. Now, for me to see what is up, what I saw, which was in the media, highlighting the condition of the hospital where this operation was done, you wonder what happened to the money we passed here, Right Honorable Speaker. So I would want, Right Honorable Speaker, to allow our committee to go to each and every referral hospital in Uganda, identify the gaps and bring that gaps to us. We discuss it and we compel the Minister of Finance to raise the money so that at least we can equip our hospital. That is one of the issues I would like to bring up, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, you remember in 2017, Dokolo hosted the Women's Day celebration. And this was in appreciation of the fact that Dokolo has only L Center 4, but we were able to lead in the fight against hepatitis B. The president promised in the full hearing of the Ministry of Finance that Dokolo would be rewarded with a district hospital. Up to now, it is not done. Let me hope that the promise we are going to make to Dr. Podoi and his team will not just be left on the floor of Parliament and not implemented, because I have seen it myself and I mentioned it over and over to the Minister of Health and the Minister of Finance. But may I give this warning that this is a serious matter. A child of Uganda who has stood up, instead of taking your patient to India, I am here. All I want is give me the equipment. I will do what is done in India. And we are denying them the opportunity. Right, Honorable Speaker, let us be serious this time. And I want to conclude by saying these people deserve golden handshake in the first place. And it's not the medal, you know, these medals people have taken them, I have not taken mine because but this one, these people have saved life and they must be given the medals. And I know one of the distinguished doctors, I think it's called Dr. Ichar or Achar from Lango, also was awarded some distinguished award recently. These are people we must congratulate and we must facilitate and we must give them golden handshake. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Honorable Awol. I'm coming there. I'm coming. Then Lucy Usege.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. And I would like to thank Honorable Okupa for the motion he moved. Let me also start by thanking and congratulating Dr. Opodoi and the team. Being a consultant in a hospital, a regional referral hospital, which is not cared for so much, you would have chosen to move away from there. Very many consultants ran away. And for you, you remain there. You value the lives of people more than anything else. So this is why we congratulate you, we pay tribute to you, and you are going to enter into record. Leave alone this tangible what, if you have to be rewarded with something to facilitate you. But the most important is that you and the team have entered into record for excellent performance. I know in Gulu we had Dr. Lokuya, the late Dr. Lokuya, for fighting Ebola, and he was the first person to discover that what was killing people in Gulu was Ebola. To date, we have not forgotten him. Every time he's referred to in the communities for work well done, and you are going to remain in history together with your team. Right Honorable Speaker, this is an opportunity, and you see people talk a lot on this. It's an opportunity for us to highlight problems in regional referral hospital. It is not only Sorority. Even when you go to Gulu, I want to tell you, not only doctors, for Gulu, consultants run away, but even the nurses. I think to date, how they facilitate nurses, they say consolidated what? Consolidated salary. And this consolidated salary, I think they have 60,000 for lunch allowance the whole month. And no tea in the hospital, not even, you know, somebody working, you don't even give probably break tea, or in the evening, these people who work in the night, they are working in terrible conditions. It's as if we are not giving anything. To me, we should still target the 15% of our national budget going to health, because health is life. Our people depend entirely on members of parliament. Where do members of parliament get all these resources? You have to stay like what? You can tie your stomach and serve the people who come to you. Even for X-ray, for everything, what the best our people can get in the hospital is just prescription. So Sorority, you must be very lucky. For us, some of us in our district, the best they can get.
Half a minute for the
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker. These people, the medical workers are getting, they are really facing a lot of problems. Supply, medical supply, even equipment. Recently, you know, I have a very sick mother. If you have to take to Gulu Regional Referral